Hello everyone, welcome back. Good evening. Today is my birthday. It's December 15th. Let's go. How are we doing today? I'm doing great. I feel no different. I just feel more back pain. 12 minutes late, that's fine. We do have a lot to talk about today. A lot of stuff has happened over the weekend. Yesterday I didn't stream. As predicted, I was celebrating with family, so yeah, and I also just decided to give myself a bit of a break because honestly, I might have been able to squeeze a stream in on time, but I was just low energy. I was done. I had a headache. Okay, give me a break. I had a headache while we were celebrating, which is so funny. But I'm much better now. Yeah, so what else has changed? Really nothing. Couple more money, couple more dollars richer. Yep, that's it. So let's get into what we got to talk about today. Like I said, some stuff that happened over the weekend. Another shooting happened in Australia, of all places. A place where guns are not legal, everyone. Who cares? When it comes to mass killings, it'll happen anywhere, regardless of gun laws. So there's that. We have updates on the other shootings that were happening before. I know you guys probably come here to watch the crypto analysis and all that, but I do try to include other kinds of news, anything related to geopolitics, and also sometimes when it comes to, well, mass shootings, things like that, world events. I do want to cover all of that because, just for my own reference, I don't know. I'm not into it at all. I don't like, obviously, I oppose it, I condemn it. None of it is great. It's unfortunate that it happens, but it must be covered nonetheless, right? And I do try to be as respectful as I can about it. There's that shooting that happened. We have updates on the shooters. And what was the third one? Okay, Bondi Beach. We had Rhode Island and, oh, Syria. Syria is another, not really shooting, but, well, it was technically shooting, I guess. Some US soldiers were killed, as we covered in the last stream. We have more details on that. Venezuela, a little update on them, although comedic. And then we've got more news such as who's buying, who is selling, what's going on, what is this manipulation, why is Bitcoin where it is, and other events that will be upcoming this week that we will be discussing. Okay, so let's get into it. Bitcoin's current price, just below 86K, 85,939. You'll notice I have a position open. Wow, why is that? Because every time I open a position, the price likes to drop. So this is all my fault. The reason we're dropping today is because I opened a long. There you go. I think I bought it at a good price, although with new pivot levels that we finally got for this week, 85,500 is an excellent price to buy. And it did drop there a little bit lower. Lowest point today was 85,120. Close enough. I give you guys plus minus $500 when it comes to Bitcoin price predictions, so you know how to take that. So that's good. I was planning on, I knew it was going to drop. Obviously not at the time yet how far it would drop, but I saw it was at about 86,000 around that point, and I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to drop a bit of money in here. And if it does drop to the 85,000 support level that I see there, I will consider buying, which it did, but it kept on going. And I'm like, you know what? I think I'm going to sit this one out until I get confirmation that that is indeed the bottom, because this can still head lower, right? How much lower? 83,000. Obviously not a point that we do want to see. We don't want to see that happen, right? Did we predict that this would happen? I would say yes, because I warned you guys we might just be heading a little lower first before our next leg up. I know I said over here that this might have been the start of something great. It was fine. It maintained us above 90,000 for 80% of the time, or 50% of the time, I don't know, until we encountered this downtrend. And I mentioned that this is the downtrend that comes from our all-time high, bouncing off of an October level, I think, or November. October would have been October 27. And ultimately, I don't think we're going to break that too easily on our first attempt. So we're going to approach it Not necessarily like hit it specifically, but just bounce right below that. What the heck just happened? I heard some random noise. Yeah, so we're not going to hit that specifically. We're going to bounce around that level, rebound off of it rather, and potentially change the trend, as I mentioned. I also let you guys know that during Saturday, low volatility, the super trend was on the rise while I was streaming yesterday. It ended up stopping at 80, what is this? 87,527. And we did use that level to bounce earlier this morning, well, overnight and then in the morning, until ultimately, take a wild guess at what time we started crashing. 9:10 a.m. and then ultimately pushed us all the way down over here. Why is it saying that I bought up here? That is a lie. I must have bought over here. It was at 10. It was at 10 a.m. I knew we were going to drop, and I'm like, whenever the time ends, I'm going to buy right there. I purchased it right there. We rose a little bit, continued dropping, whatever. This is a great price nonetheless, and I mentioned I would drop at least 3,000 in total, overall, not yet, at appropriate price levels, because I sold on spot $9,000 at around 93,000, the price of Bitcoin. And I mentioned I would rebuy that $3,000, put it on 3x leverage to make it 9,000, and obviously at a cheaper price. So that's kind of what I'm hunting for over here. We are in a downtrend, so now is a great opportunity for us to start searching for potential bottoms. The first one we're currently at right now, this 85,000. I don't know if necessarily we will hold, especially with the stuff that's coming up this week. So that should take us maybe to a lower level to about 83,000. Now that we do have the pivot levels, I can confidently say that. Last week it was a bit uncertain, but I knew that we were going to potentially head lower because this downtrend was not going to be easy to break. As of right now, the downtrend invalidates. 92,500, 400 is basically where this resistance level is right over here. So we got a couple of barriers to break out of before we can start seeing some newer highs. I don't think we're actually going to approach this level this week. So I'd be paying more attention to pivot level itself at 90,000. Perfect psychological level as a resistance for Bitcoin, 90,000. Ooh, I am talking a lot and I'm tired. I ate a lot. I ate a lot of food, okay? So I'm a bit overwhelmed in my belly. I'm going to delete this uptrend. Don't worry. We're going to have another one, hopefully still. Even if that means, seeing 83,000. But if we go to 80,000, it's over. I mean, we are in a bear market. Who am I kidding here? We can absolutely continue dropping. How low? I always mention 66,000, no lower than that. At the worst of the worst, no lower than 66,000, okay? And even so, if I drop any amount of money at these prices, even if it's $10 million, we're getting liquidated at, come on, tell me the numbers. Where's the liquidation price? Am I blind? Okay, well, I lost my... Oh, here it is. 58,000. 57,000. Why did I not see this the first time? Must have gotten overwhelmed by the numbers, I don't know. 57,000, okay? I mentioned 66,000 is our bottom. We're not going to see this liquidated at 3x leverage. I'm playing it safer now, and yes, at lower prices. Ironically, I was doing 5x leverage when we were at 109,000, okay? So this should be safe, for real this time. We shouldn't get a huge gain from this either. And once this does go green, I'll go put stop loss on neutral level. Although I do plan on DCAing a little more. Potentially some at 85,500 and then another at 83,000. I don't think we're going lower than that. We are practically at an oversold level right here. Maybe we slow down the drop for a while, but I'm talking for like the remainder of this week. Lowest point 83,000. That's what I'm looking at. Okay, what else we got? Allow me to take a drink of water. Have one with me. For 24 years, am I right? Dude, I'm 24. That's crazy. What am I going to do with my life? Dude, it's fine. Can we move on? Let's go to Ethereum. 2,942. It did the thing. It tried its best maintaining the 3,000. Ultimately, it caved. We dropped to our support level 2,900. You could round that to. And we have this other uptrend to look forward to. If not, then it'll have to be this one. I'm probably going to go for the worst uptrend that we have over here, meaning that I'm expecting Ethereum to drop around 2,750. I don't like that, but it can happen. Bank of Japan interest rate hike. Nobody's going to like that. It is probably going to cause one more crash, just one more, before if we do get a Santa rally, before we get that. I don't really think we will, but 2026 should be a little better. Uptrend is gone. Confirmed downtrend for Ethereum. What you're looking at right now is this. And I don't think we have another downtrend. Oh, we probably do. Yeah, we have this. What do you... Sure, that's going to take years to break. No, not years. How many days is that? 119 days, 112 days. It's about 3 months. Yeah, it's about the time where Jerome Powell leaves. We'll probably be able to break out of this downtrend. That's how long in the future we're talking. Maybe. I'm just giving you a wild guess. So, yeah, 2,900 is our most important level. Current price of Ethereum, 2,944. Obviously, your resistance is going to be 3,000, what was once supposed to be a support. Immediately broke through it with a lot of strength and power, just crashing. Breaks below 3,000, stops at 2,894 was our lowest point. Down 6% overall. This is a brutal drop. Even Bitcoin, just 4% down today. It's pretty bad. Solana also 4% down. Defying gravity here. Flipping its trend over. Yeah, that was to be expected. At least we got the support that is trying to keep us in this zone, right? 123 is where the support level is. Our lowest point today was $123.54. Current price is $126.35. Potential for longs? I don't think so. Not yet. I think I'm willing to believe we're gonna just go ahead and get out of this little channel we have been in, dropping us to about 116. And if we do, that is danger for me, isn't it? Oh yeah, that is. I get liquidated there. So let's just hope that doesn't happen. But if it does, I'm accepting it by now. It's fine. The thing that I was planning to do, luckily I didn't do it, by the way. I had to do with BitTensor. Oh my gosh, we're down 7%. Yeah, that's gone, the uptrend. I was hoping we would maintain it. I was thinking, this is an impossibly low level. No, it is. We dropped to a low of 258 on BitTensor. Current price is 267. The support level was supposed to be at 265, around there. So, yeah, we had a little blip over here, but we're kind of trying to maintain it. I don't think we're going to. That would take us lower. I'm going to go ahead and delete that as well. 250 is our last hope before I'm gone forever. And I was planning on buying around here. This would have just continued going against me, so good thing I didn't. I just have to wait until a confirmation that we have bottomed, which that's going to be pretty difficult to do, especially the fact that we have now broken all our uptrends and we're in downtrends for a lot of these coins. Although this one should break pretty easily, I'm hoping at least, given the fact that this is a really large high at 540 was our... This is basically our all-time high, probably, and then this would be our lowest. I mean, this would be the level we bounce off, maybe, I don't know. Because ideally, like, we could still rise to 300 and can continue going lower. That's just absolutely possible, especially if this is the bounce where we have it from the 265 support that I was talking about. I know we broke the trend already, but the uptrend. So, yeah, just got to keep our eyes on the downtrend, see what happens. Okay. Did I even mention what I was trying to do? I was trying to buy more over here, lower my average price to something absurd, and then when BitTensor would rise just a little bit, I'd get out of the whole thing and I'd save my position. But it's like I'm risking 10 grand to save 1 grand. Might as well just lose the 1 grand. Who cares? I can make that in a week of work now that I will be working, right? Maybe. I don't know. The taxes, they suck. Whatever. Zcash, on the other hand, is another position where I opened long. Look at this. I drew this on 2 days ago, right? Predicting, not predicting that price would do something like this. It kind of did. So this morning I looked at that and I'm like, Yeah, I might as well. If that is the bottom, whatever this number is, 391, so right below the 400, I was like, yeah, I'll just go ahead and enter and wish for the best. And while I'm at it, I might as well go on Polymarket and bet against myself just to take any form of small profits that I can from this. Zcash is gonna do Zcash. Will it hit 1,000? The odds are just completely going against me still. 71.94. I should have bought this like the day I was streaming it. I had a like bigger return potential. Yeah, no, there's no point in doing this anymore. I'm not getting enough money back. Only, what is this, $6 in 15 days? It's not worth it, dude. Forget it. Okay, that's fine though. But I still do think that it's still maintaining its uptrend. Should continue rising. Hopefully. Zcash likes to do the opposite of what the rest of the market is doing. Have you looked at this rise? So we should be fine here, hopefully. And if this obviously breaks its uptrend, stops me out, I'm fine. Here, I'm willing to use a stop loss. Because I feel like I would have to. And this drawing that I just deleted, that was just me trying to predict where I would enter. I didn't really enter there. I entered at a higher price, which is not ideal. We're kind of below that. At 407 is the current price. I entered at 413. I put my stop at 374, hoping that maybe 375 would be a decent support, if that is to happen. I'm willing to take my chances with it, though. So hopefully this does continue to play out. And look at that. Resistance at 470. We'll call it 475, just to round it up there. I don't think I'd make a huge return from this. How much is this percentage? 14%. We'll see, dude. And I'm on 3x leverage still. Great. How about SUI? We're down 8% today. Barely clinging on to life with this uptrend. Technically, we are still in that uptrend. But I don't think we're going to last much longer. 145, we drop below that, we're gone. Current price is 146. We're kind of battling that level for the past couple of hours. Doesn't look good. It's going to drop us to about 140. And then the low of 130 hopefully should be a strong enough support to, you know, keep us higher. Maybe this is going to be like some Cardano situation that we've seen in the past, where Cardano held a 50-cent support multiple times in a large span of months. Maybe it'll do the same. I don't know. I think Cardano is doing much worse. We're probably at 30 cents, aren't we? Yeah, 38 cents. Yeah, who cares about Cardano anymore? I saw a post today. It was pretty funny, saying, stop making fun of kids for believing in Santa. I know a few adults who still believe in Cardano. Something like that. Pretty funny. Oh boy, what are we going to do with all these tokens? Hyperliquid, about to make new lows. Holding the support though. At $26.80. Current price is $27.15. Not even oversold. This can continue dropping much lower. Going to drop to 24.80. From 26.80 to 24.80. It's another 7% drop. Currently today it's down 7%. I don't know. I have a feeling that most of these will stop dropping for today. Maybe a small recovery bounce tomorrow. Very small though. Like barely green we're talking. And then however long it takes, we're waiting until Thursday night is when the bad news should hit of, yes, Bank of Japan will hike their interest rate. Nobody's going to like that. We'll have a small dip, and then I think we should recover. Buy the news event, huh? Why is it always sell the news and never buy the news? Why don't we always like buy the bad news, but we always sell the good news? You know what I'm saying? Whatever. We'll see what happens though. Nobody knows the future, but this is what I'm waiting for this week. We do have other posts talking about what else will happen this week. If there's nothing that relevant, I would honestly be so unenthusiastic, I don't know, about what to expect for this week. Chainlink, we flipped our trend. It's gone. No more uptrend. That is gone. So we're in a downtrend now, which invalidates at 1447, we'll say. It's on its way down. So your current resistance is 1378, current price is 1283. Support level we've kind of maintained decently, we're very close to it. 1257 is that, and then lowest point is 1187. I don't think we should be going lower than that. And it should, if that is our low point, should technically be, it shouldn't be a lower low, right? Higher low, and then the low that I'm expecting will also still be a higher low. So I think we should still survive on Chainlink. This project very slept on, but it's used everywhere. It's very useful. Just nobody wants to buy it. No, everybody's scared to buy. And, well, yeah, if you're scared, whatever. You buy these coins at the price you deserve. And I already talked about Tau, so we'll move on to Aptos. Oh, wait, Tau. Here's another perfect example, by the way, of a sell the news event. We had our halving already on BitTensor. Did anyone care? Is this a bullish thing? It's supposed to be. No, no one cares. We're just dropping. Potentially going to make a newer low. Yep. Contrary to what I just showed you with Chainlink, the three lows that we've made on BitTensor were a higher low, a lower low, and then this one is projected to be a lower low as well. Bit of divergence here, but I don't know. What do we even expect? We shall wait, at least for a dead cat bounce. Please just give us something decent. Bitcoin at 90,000 is clearly not enough for a lot of people, so we are punishing it at 86, 85,000. All right, cool. Aptos, new lows. What was the number now? 152 is your new low. I hope you enjoy it. 150 is basically the support. What do you even call a support if it's just not even going to support anything? Like, what are we even doing here anymore? This downtrend never ends. We've been in it since... How long is this? 1 month, I mentioned. 28 days. Wonderful. I've just been covering this thing make lower lows every single day. What are we going to do with Aptos? When are we bottoming? Just give me a nice oversold level, flip the trend over, and then I'll buy. And then we'll go long. It's that simple. Yeah, what do we even do here? 180 is where the downtrend invalidates. It's still pretty far. You can do a 13% in 1 day, in a really good day though. Yeah, but this is just constantly selling off. No signs of stopping. So rest in peace, Aptos. Good thing I'm out. But not a good thing that I'm in all of these. I've not talked about Stellar in a very long time, and I think I'm really close to liquidating here. No, not really. Well, okay. We're 1 or 2 cents away from liquidating. Do with that whatever you will, with that kind of math. Don't like it. I don't like it. Yeah, these are lower lows every time as well. We hit a new low of 21.51. Current price is 21.90. And we're talking in cents here. Last support at least is kind of in my favor, although I don't want to see this happen either way. Downtrend is still there. It's tried flipping trends over, but it's been kind of too weak to contain a good momentum upwards, so it's just on its way down every time. Beautiful. What else are we doing here? Anything else at risk of just dissolving? No, not really. We're fine. Wait, what? I didn't look at Chainlink. 1129. Okay, we still have these levels for... Yeah, we should be fine with Chainlink. Shouldn't make another newer low, so I think we're good. Yep, that's all I have for technical analysis. Good amount of time on that. We're going to get ready to go into our news. Are you ready? Okay, our first things first. I'm hoping I don't get demonetized. Don't care. I don't even get monetized. So, there was a shooting that happened in Australia. In Sydney? No, is it in Sydney? I'm assuming it is, whatever. Sydney, Australia. Bondi Beach is the place. There have been, it was just a targeted shooting to Jewish people celebrating Hanukkah there by 2 Muslims. Father and son duo, by the way, which is just insane. how radical these people are. So yeah, here they are just normally celebrating Hanukkah, and then shots were fired. These guys with these bolt action rifles and shotguns, long weapons, started just mercilessly killing everyone. 16 dead, there were 40 injured in the Bondi Beach shooting. A 10-year-old girl was among the victims. I'll go through the details. New details. New details from Sydney police confirm 16 people were killed, 40 injured after 2 gunmen opened fire at Bondi Beach. I mentioned the victims. One shooter was a 50-year-old man. He was shot dead by police. I think it was actually just a detective that was on the scene with a handgun. These guys were shooting at people from a bridge, right? A little bridge above a parking lot. And like the detective was behind a tree and like trying to shoot from that distance. And I don't know, these guys were weird. They're also like with a shotgun thing, right? From a very far distance. Like I think about like video games when we're talking about guns and shooting and stuff like that. Shotgun doesn't do that much damage from far away. But then again, this is real life. It probably will do damage. And I mean, yeah, 40 injured. I did watch the video. There was like this full 11-minute footage of people, bystanders, just like watching the whole thing unfold, and they can't do anything about it because they're unarmed. Unlike in the United States, if somebody else was armed, maybe they would have put an end to the situation pretty quickly. Maybe, just maybe. And the police took a very long time to kind of do anything about it. I saw some other footage where, you know, cops were just kind of frozen there, not knowing what to do really, until like, I don't know what happened with this. This is the son from the two. I'm assuming this is the dead dad, but he got shot and died on the scene. The father, and then the son, the second shooter. I'm assuming he ran out of ammo because he just started giving up, right, putting his hands up and laying his gun down until like police arrived. Yeah, like there's sirens around, but there's just no sign of cops doing anything to kind of stop it. I don't know, maybe they were just playing it safe, but people were dying all throughout the shooting, so, you know, kind of not an ideal situation. They're identified as father and son, ages 50 and 24. Oh my gosh, I'm 24. I don't imagine myself doing this kind of thing, dude. Like I'm talking like from age experience. I don't know, I'm not a radical Muslim either, so who knows, dude. Either way, no, still I wouldn't do that, but that's just me. The pair opened fire on a Jewish gathering, killing 16, injuring 40 others, and there was actually a very heroic moment. This guy, no, not this guy. I'll talk about him soon. I'll just read through this first. The guy's name, the shooter, 24-year-old, Navid Akram, is one of the 2 shooters that massacred innocent Jews yesterday in Sydney. It's not photographed here. It's the other guy with the beard. Below on the left is the father, this guy, who raised his son to be full of hate, then took him out to shoot innocent civilians, and eventually he got killed, the father. On the right, this guy right over here is a hero. He actually tackled the father and took his rifle. He did get shot, but still decided not to shoot him, even when he had him at gunpoint, despite the massacre that he was committing. Apparently they were both Muslim. I don't know, this is conflicting evidence. Some people were saying that he is a Lebanese Christian, the guy that stopped the shooter, temporarily, because I don't know if I talk about it later. I think I do. We'll get into it later. But other people are saying that it's a Muslim, and so it's like, look guys, not all Muslim people are bad. See, Muslim guy with a heart stops a Muslim who is full of hate. That kind of thing. But I don't know. I don't know if he's actually Christian or if he's actually Muslim. Whatever. One will be remembered as a hero, the other as a monster. Yeah. Ahmed Al-Ahmed is the guy's name, the civilian who stopped the massacre. He took 2 bullets to save... I don't think I should show that. Hide. Yeah. He's 43 years old. This is the name of the man who tackled one of the Bondi Beach shooters mid-attack. He's a father of 2, local shop owner. He got shot twice, but he's expected to survive. While 2,000 Jews ran from 50 rounds, Al-Ahmed ran toward the gunfire. He disarmed one shooter before the police even arrived. Yeah, that's what's insane, is that they took so long to arrive at the scene or even do anything. That move is why this is 12 dead instead of maybe 30. I don't know if it's really that much, because this is where where not the controversy, but like some people were also saying this on Twitter, and I kind of agree. The fact that, okay, you went through the effort of putting yourself on the line, your life on the line. He was sneaking up like in the parking lot behind the father shooter, the 50-year-old. He goes behind the cars. He grabs onto the weapon. He actually like takes it away from him pretty professionally, in my opinion. I'm assuming the son from the bridge saw this and started shooting at the guy, maybe with a shotgun, I'm assuming, because if he took 2 shots and survived, like maybe that's from the shotgun. And he was like getting a little bit antsy from the other footage that I was looking at. I'm obviously not going to show any of the footage. You could look it up. It's all over Twitter. It's splattered all over the website. You can find it. And while the gun was taken from the 50-year-old dad, the guy, Ahmed Al-Ahmed, he just aims it at the guy, but he doesn't do anything about it. Like, at least shoot his legs or something. I don't know. This is me thinking this, right? If I was to do something heroic like that, which props to him, that is amazing that you were able to do that. But kind of like mitigate as much damage as you can. All he did was just take the gun and I guess hide or run away. Because the father just got back up, you know, pulling his pants up and then, you know, just going back onto the bridge, grabbing another gun and continuing killing people. Like, you could have saved a bit more lives, just a little bit more. And we're talking about lives here. They kind of do matter. Yeah, there was that little detail that I noticed that some people were also mentioning. Okay, what else we got? Here's what nobody is saying out loud, the Muslim name. He stopped Islamic terrorists executing Jews. That's not irony, that's choosing humanity over ideology when bullets are flying. Naveed Akram and his accomplice came with pipe bombs, semi-automatic weapons, and a plan. Al-Ahmed came with instinct and balls. Okay. 2 bullets later, he is alive. 1 shooter was neutralized. He didn't kill him. It was the detective guy, like from the other side of the parking lot, from what I saw. Most people freeze during active shootings. Brain can't process the contradiction between a normal day and gunfire. Okay, I'm not going to read all this, but yeah. The cousin talking about it all here. What else we got? Yeah. That's pretty much it, I guess, from here. So, once again, props to Mr. Ahmed Al-Ahmed. And yeah, the other guy obviously was taken into custody. I don't know if I have any more. No, I don't have more. But, I mean, here's like just other posts talking about who radicalized these people. Israel was first to come out to say, these people are Iranians attacking the Jews. No, but they were actually Pakistani. But they were like, they did have ties to ISIS. Like in their cars, they found the improvised explosive devices and also like some ISIS flags from what I saw. Yeah, I'm not reading all this, but I don't know, radicalized Muslims, something. Let me see if there's anything else relevant. I think I covered the good majority of it. Yeah, that's pretty much all that happened. Obviously, people are in distress. Rest in peace to the people who passed away, unfortunately. That is all. We had the other shooting that happened in the Brown University at Rhode Island, right? Which we covered that on 2 days ago. What day was 2 days ago? Saturday. Slow Saturday, I remember. And we still don't know who the person is who was responsible for the attack. We kind of like, there was like that false statement by Trump. He was given misinformation, to be fair, is that, oh, the shooting and the suspect is in custody. That's it. And then later on, he's like, oh, actually, the suspect is not in custody. He's still at large. He's still on the loose. Okay. Well, seems like they finally caught somebody of interest. 24-year-old, another 24. Dude, what is this? I turned 24, and then we got 2 mass shooters who are 24 years old and supposedly in custody. This guy's name is Benjamin Erickson of Wisconsin, who apparently drove I don't know how many miles to get to that university to start shooting people. Okay. Turns out the guy is actually not the suspected shooter. At this time, law enforcement says the person of interest, who is Benjamin Warren Erickson, who was previously detained, who they thought was in connection to the Brown University shooting, has been released. after investigations determined that he was not involved. So that means that the gunman remains at large. And it was, like I predicted, basically a white dude. Yeah. Because I was thinking, like, come on, this is probably going to be a white dude. No, we still don't even know. Like, the guy's still out there on the run. So they did release some goofy, low-quality house camera footage, pictures of just some dude dressed in all black just running across the street. And that's it. Like, we don't have any other information other than it's a male dressed in black, probably white. That's all. That's all the information we have. Trump spoke on this a little. Reporters asked him, has Kash Patel told you why it's been so difficult for the FBI to identify who the shooter is? Trump says, no, well, it's always difficult. So far, we've done a very good job of it with Charlie. I don't know if I agree, but sure. Well, I mean, it's fine. The guy turned himself in. Like, there was no real active investigation. They basically let him get away. There was poor security. That's a fault on their end, but yeah, the guy turned himself in when it comes to Charlie Kirk's shooter, right? Tom, what's his name? Tom Robinson, right? No, Tom Robinson is To Kill a Mockingbird. Tyler Robinson. Yeah, there we go. They've done it in pretty much record time. You'll have to ask the school about that. I don't know what they mean by this, but yeah. Anyways, Kash Patel released photos. Here they are. New images of a person of interest in the mass shooting at Brown University, December 13, 2025. FBI is offering a reward of up to 50 grand for information leading to the identification, arrest, and conviction of the individual. So, pretty chunky dude is what it looks like, or maybe it's the jacket. I don't know. Wearing a mask in 2025 is crazy, but yeah, and a beanie. Black and green jacket, maybe blue shirt, black pants, black shoes. Dude, this looks like literally anybody. Any information, you know who to call. Ghostbusters. Moving on. The attack in Syria. We talked about how the 2 American soldiers died there, and then another reporter, or interpreter, I think it was, yeah. They also passed away in Syria from an ISIS attack. So that's just another kind of link going on here. Potentially ISIS, who did the Sydney shooting, Bondi Beach, and ISIS confirmed done attacks on Americans in Syria. Here's the identification of the 2 people, 29-year-old Sergeant William Nathaniel Howard and 25-year-old Sergeant Edgar Brian Torres Tovar. Both unfortunately passed away, so thoughts and prayers to the family. Moving on. Another thing that happened, maybe this was in poor taste from Trump, but there is news that a man and his wife, Rob Reiner, apparently he's famous. I don't know anything about the guy. I had to look him up and I still don't know who he is. Apparently he was in a movie, The Wolf of Wall Street or something, and a lot of other movies. Apparently also a comedian. Trump posted this on Truth Social saying, a very sad thing happened last night in Hollywood. Rob Reiner, a tortured and struggling, but once very talented movie director and comedy star. Okay, it was a movie director. He passed away together with his wife Michelle, reportedly due to the anger he caused others through his massive, unyielding, and incurable affliction with a mind-crippling disease known as Trump derangement syndrome, sometimes referred to as TDS. First of all, how do you die from that? I think Trump has been saying that because I'm assuming Rob Reiner is a Trump hater or something. And this is like Trump's dig at that, like, haha, that's what you get for hating me, nerd. And then the guy, I'll talk about how he died later because it's crazy. Speaking of crazy, he was known to have driven people crazy by his raging obsession of President Trump with his obvious paranoia, reaching new heights as the Trump administration surpassed all goals and expectations of greatness, and with the golden age of America upon us, perhaps like never before. And then he ends it off with, may Bob and Michelle rest in peace. So, which is it? Do you love the guy or do you hate the guy? Do you really want him to rest in peace? Or, I don't know, are you sad that it happened? Because it seems like Trump is, I don't know, somehow taking a dig at this. And Marjorie Taylor Greene, but a lot of other people kind of said the same thing. Here's what actually happened. Rob Reiner and his wife were tragically killed at the hands of their own son, who had reportedly had a drug addiction and other issues. So it was not like he was just a radical leftist, maybe. And he passed away of natural causes with his wife or whatever. No, the son murdered the two of them, and this is a really sensitive subject, and Trump is making fun of this, kind of. Or just using it to be like, don't be a radical leftist, and screw this guy for hating me, but yeah, rest in peace, because he died, I don't know. And his family. It's family tragedy. It has nothing to do with politics or political enemies. I'll agree with that. The remaining children are left in serious mourning and heartbreak. Yep. Many families deal with a family member with drug addiction and mental... who cares about that? Yeah, that's basically what's been going on. All the death that's been going on. What else we got? Fent. We love Fent. Trump formally classifies fentanyl as a weapon of mass destruction. Dude, this is an exaggeration. Really? I guess he's saying that, oh, it's killing a lot of Americans. It's basically a nuclear bomb. I don't think that... Unless I'm misinterpreting this. I don't know anything, really. With this historic executive order I was signed today, says Trump, we are formally classifying fentanyl as a weapon of mass destruction, which is what it is. No bomb does what this thing is doing. Okay, I see what he's doing. He's basically saying that it's killing more people than what an atomic bomb would. Doubt, but sure. And with that, he can attack other countries that are exporting fentanyl. Maybe it's China, maybe it's Colombia, maybe even Venezuela, if you really want to push it that far. Or other countries like Nicaragua or whatever it is. And using that to attack them and be like, you have weapons of mass destruction. We're gonna do regime change in your country. Alright. Speaking of Venezuela, I talked about them on my last stream. What did I say about it though? Something about Maduro being silly. Something. Apparently this image also came out, which was just... I forgot to share it, but I was supposed to talk about this. I just forgot to include it in the stream. Vladimir Padrino, the Minister of Defense of Venezuela, appears to be using Flight Radar 24 in the background, which is just a civilian platform, to basically track in real time all airspace. That's their air defense, by the way, is using Flight Radar 24. My brother in Christ. This is not advanced military stuff. You can't really rely on this. You have to have your own air defense, air radar tracker flight thing. Whatever, dude. And I mean, even if Flight Radar said, hello, Vladimir Padrino, if you need to improve Flight Radar 24 coverage in Venezuela, feel free to apply for free receivers. Basically, I don't know. I guess taking a joke at all this, because it's pretty funny. They're trying to look hard, trying to look tough, being like, we don't care about this Trump guy attacking us, we're going to defend our sovereignty. Meanwhile, they have like a $50 million or billion dollar bounty for Maduro. And then they just have this in the background, Flight Radar 24. Literally, it says right there. Okay, what else? Inevitable West. We're having the Western Hemisphere being Trumpified, is what they're saying it. They're calling it. We are getting more right-wing governments in the Americas. Oh my gosh. Let me take a sip of tea. Okay. Basically what this means, we have more right-wing governments than left-wing governments now. Which is maybe a good thing. I don't know. The only countries that are left from what this looks like is Canada, of course, Mexico. I don't know these countries, probably Guatemala and Nicaragua, Cuba, Puerto Rico, Bahamas, Cuba, I think I said, Jamaica. No, this is Jamaica. Haiti, something. Then you've got Colombia leftist, Venezuela, Brazil. Don't know what these ones probably... Is it Guinea? Some French islands. I don't know. And then the right-wing governments. United States, Ecuador, Peru, Argentina, Paraguay, Uruguay. Chile just recently elected a right-wing government. It's basically turning more right-wing. Maybe. Okay. And of course, this is a typical American response, by the way. The second time in many weeks I've seen red and blue inverted to represent political sides. What gives? Brother, it's only the United States that inverts the political colors. Red is supposed to be liberal. Blue is supposed to be conservative. Or right-wing. Right? And in the United States, it's the opposite. Like, the right-wing government is Republican, which is red. And then the left-wing government is Democrat, which is blue. So they're like, oh, this is not Democrat. You know, you're wrong. That's basically all. Okay, moving on. Trump says that the U.S. has taken in $18 trillion due to tariffs. Is that actually real? Because if so, that's like halfway to paying off the U.S. debt. And we're only giving it a couple $1 billion. Am I getting the math right here? Or are we lying here? What's going on? I don't know. But if this is real, good. Big if true. What else we got? Trump says that he will consider a pardon for the CEO of the privacy-focused Bitcoin wallet known as Samurai. He said he's heard about it. He'll take a look at it. Let's take a look at it. Okay. I never heard of this, by the way. Bitcoin wallet. Samurai. Samurai. You're actually going to tell me what a samurai is. I know what a samurai is. Bitcoin wallet. Samurai. Bitcoin wallet. Okay. Okay. The website has been seized. This is so cool. I never noticed this existed. Great. I can scroll like barely. The domain has been seized in accordance with la 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 and la 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 la. Action by la la la. For additional information, see la la la. This is cool. I'm going to steal this. Can I save image as? I'll do it later. So that's cool. Seems like we're going to consider a pardon for the guy of that. I'm assuming something bad must have been happening because FBI seized it. Come on, FBI. Find the shooters instead, man. Stop stealing our crypto. Moving on from that. Michael Saylor says, back to more orange dots. He posted this yesterday, which means that today, obviously, he purchased more Bitcoin. And it was a really good amount at that. Finally, this is the Michael Saylor I want to see. Being all defiant and just against all odds buying tons of Bitcoin. This time he bought 10,645 Bitcoins, which is almost $1 billion. Where do you get that money from? Dude, $980.3 million. Average price, though, you're lacking here. 92,098. Why are you buying it at... How do you even manage to buy it that high? We were not even there. Okay, we kind of were over here. He must have bought it at this high point. I was selling by the time this guy was buying. We'll just leave it at that. How many do you have now? 671,000 Bitcoins acquired for $50 billion at an average price of 74,000. And of course, Peter Schiff has something dumb to say. Have you noticed that every time you report your buys, the price is much lower than what you paid? You're pushing up prices every time you buy, and then after your next purchase, your average price will be above 75,000, which is true, I guess, at this pace. By the end of the year, Bitcoin's current market price could easily be lower. By the end of this year, Bitcoin below 75,000. Why don't you bet on Polymarket? But 75,000, huh? I don't think that's gonna happen in 15 days. No, we're gonna keep 80,000 decent support. We shouldn't go lower than that. Not for this year. Bitcoin below 80,000, like I'm willing to go on Polymarket and bet that's not going to happen. It might. You never know with these markets, but he is probably right in the fact that it's possible, right? I'm calling bottom at 66,000 for Bitcoin. He's saying 75,000, regardless of when it happens. Forget the end of this year. We're talking about this year or next year or maybe even the year after that. Who knows? He could be right. Yeah, 75,000 Bitcoin, possible. 66,000, that's it. That's the lowest point you'll ever see, in my opinion. And I have my reasons. I've talked about them. Moving on from that. Well, actually, on the same subject, honestly. Michael Saylor's strategy has bought another $1 billion worth of Bitcoin, practically. Just 2 weeks ago, the bears were saying that strategy can't buy more Bitcoin. It's going to go bankrupt. The MNAV... It's terrible. His stock is crashing. Well, he's already bought $2 billion worth in Bitcoin. in the last 2 weeks. So, like I said, against all odds, he's doing it. Here's this rando saying, his name is Luke Groman. He reduced his Bitcoin portfolio substantially at 95,000. He thinks it's going to go a lot lower. He says there's risks of quantum computing. It's not making new highs versus gold. Lots of selling from whales. Charts broke down six weeks ago. Yeah. And he believes that the 4-year cycle is playing out. This is the base case for all bearish mindset. And although it is true, I don't think that it's worth pushing the price lower. I think the bullish fundamentals do absolutely outweigh all of this. Yeah, technically speaking, we're in a bear trend. Yes, there's a lot of whale selling, but there is also a lot of whale buying. And ultimately, the people who hold long-term, that's the one that matters the most, not these short-term sellers. It's not making new highs versus gold. It's only a matter of time, in my opinion. The money exists, it just has to flow in the right direction. And when it does, it's going to more than triple the price of Bitcoin. The amount of volume that gets into gold, yeah. Risk of quantum computing, we don't gotta worry about that. Charts, yeah, we talked about that. And the 4-year cycle playing out, I think it's probably dead, honestly. It's a little different, you can't even lie. We have ETFs, we had made the all-time high beforehand, before the halving event, right? We have a pro-crypto administration now. Come on. Come on now. We'll see, dude. There's counters for all that, but honestly, it's actually like the biggest 50-50 we have ever seen in the market. It doesn't matter if Bitcoin goes up or down $9,000 in its price. Either way, there will be $6 billion worth of leveraged positions liquidated in either direction. So, yeah, no winning here. Is that the case? Am I reading this right? I think I am. Yeah, it's a lot of liquidation that is supposed to happen on either direction. It's the bulls and the bears both fighting. We don't know which way to push the price. It's this big issue. 10 a.m. drop. I've talked about this extensively, but it's still happening. We dumped 3,200 from 89.8 thousand to 86.6 thousand. Liquidated $203 million worth of longs. All this happened in just 60 minutes with no major negative news or FUD, which is true. We dropped at 10 a.m. for literally no reason. Another example of 10 a.m. manipulations, which happens almost every time the US market opens. What could solve this? The crypto structure bill. When are we getting it? Not by the end of this year as predicted. We're getting it next year. So, I don't know. Only, 3 more months I'll give it before we can see this thing finally stop being manipulated. Who knows, man? Eric Trump still bullish? Come on, guys. Son of president. Surely president do something to make his son happy. American Bitcoin, the company, has acquired 261 Bitcoins. It's not a lot, but it's something. $23.5 million. They mine a lot of it either way. They hold 5,044 Bitcoins. They are now the 21st largest Bitcoin treasury company in the world. Did they pass GameStop yet? I don't remember. How much Bitcoin does GameStop have? 4,710? Yeah, they absolutely passed them. Congrats. They did say this, by the way, like next stop, GameStop, to pass them in Bitcoin holdings. What's his name? Ryan Cohen, you gotta do something, man. How much, you know how much money those guys are sitting on? And they're just hiring e-girls to advertise? Just buy Bitcoin, dude. GameStop. Cash on hand. As of 30th of July, that's $8 billion. Come on, man. You got Sailor dropping 1 billion like it's nothing, and then you have Ryan Cohen who's just being weird. He's unfollowing every Bitcoin person. Every Bitcoin account. Okay, moving on from that. Ondo Finance says that it's coming, the largest platform for tokenized stocks and ETFs. It's coming to Solana in early 2026. This is Wall Street liquidity meeting internet capital markets. Cool, RWA plays. They will also have an Ondo summit, the first major event of 2026. I don't know when it is, I'll look it up. But it's gonna include a lot of big players. Huge banks like, I'm not reading all this list, but Citi, Invesco, Fidelity, Moody's, BlackRock, Bloomberg, JP Morgan, Franklin Templeton, la la la. A lot of companies. When? February 3rd, 2026 in New York City. You can spend a lot of money to attend. Am I not? That's not too far. New York City? What's the price of this? Imagine I do a meet and greet with you guys. What did I just click allow to? I just brainlessly clicked allow on whatever that was. Whatever, dude. I deserve to get my information stolen at this point. Can I... Oh, let me see. Do I even know any of these people? No, I do not. What's in it for me then? RWA, asset management, financial infrastructure. Boring, dude. Give me money. Apply to attend. I have to fill out all my sensitive information and submit it in the suspicious form. This is Bootstrap, dude. This is my web developer brain. Oh my gosh. Beautiful. CSS on point. Why is it like this? I don't have forced dark page. Now I do. Okay, now it works. That's weird. Hey, if you need a web developer, hire me, dude. And let me attend this for free. That would be great. It doesn't even tell you how much the price is going to be. Ugh, dude, forget this. Trash event. No, I'm not actually trash. Really good. I'm happy to see that. A lot of banks are, you know, working to tokenize their assets. Good. Wall Street wants to be like us. NASDAQ is doing it too. They will be shifting to 23-hour trading, and they will file with the SEC on Monday. Are we talking today Monday? Or next week Monday? Doesn't say. Sunday 9 p.m. to Friday 8 p.m. will be the working hours. Day and night sessions will be launching second half of 2026. It's almost 24/7 trading, but there's still, even still, there's a bit of downtime. Crypto solves this. And yeah, crypto has been 24/7 since day one. Global access, continuous price discovery, always on liquidity. TradFi isn't innovating, they are adapting. They want to be like us, like I said. Market structure, Bitcoin and blockchain pioneered, is now becoming the default. Legacy finance is catching up. Good. Deserved. We are the future. PayPal applies to become a US bank. I thought they already were. No, but that's good though. I like that. iRobot files for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. This sucked. This sucked to hear. I have an iRobot, little vacuum thing. My Roomba. It's Roomba i7 something. i7 Plus? What's the... It has the tower and everything. Are they still selling it? What? It's the worst you've ever used? The rubber rollers leave clumps of dog hair everywhere on our carpets. I don't have that same problem. I don't have dogs, but I have women, and they drop hair. I shouldn't be saying this, dude. i7... Is it i7 Plus? Or... Yeah, it is i7 Plus. That's the one I have. I have this. This one. Did I pay that much? No, I think I paid almost 1,000, I think. It was really new. It must have been like 700. Whatever it cost back in... When did I buy it? 2020? Would have been when I moved in. Yeah. Yeah, I spent like almost 1,000 on this. But it's still working. It's still kicking. I still have available parts. There's no issues with mine. It cleans sometimes well. I'll admit that. Because sometimes what it does, it has like this little rotation sweeper thing that's supposed to like, it's constantly rotated in like a helicopter, but like on the floor to like, with the brushes on the sides, to kind of push the garbage into its mouth. I don't know what you call it, where it sucks the garbage, of course, in the center. You know what the Roombas do, right? These things, by the way, these little helicopter things. Propellers, I don't know what you call them. But sometimes what it does, it is, since it's rotating so too fast, maybe, it will just like flick crumbs or garbage even further away, and it just like pushes garbage away instead of like sucking it up. So that's the little issue I noticed with it. And the hair, you gotta clean it, obviously. Yeah, but overall it's been fine. My vacuum's still fine. I still love it, and I wanted to look at the price chart. They filed for bankruptcy though, which sucks. iRobot. Irbata. Oh, that is just fantastic. I mean, we've been this low even in the past. Not even that long ago, November 28. Only recently we've been on the rise for whatever reason. 200% rise? Why? And then now we just dropped 80% because we're bankrupt. Alright. Well, that sucks. Not good for AI. This is gonna hurt. This is who's gonna replace your job one day, by the way. Yeah, it's sad. iRobot will be acquired by its supplier. Will Elon Musk buy it? That'd be pretty funny. I don't know. They talked about this kind of stuff too, right? In the future, AI will replace humans. Okay, what are we talking about here? Is a humanoid robot going to use a vacuum to clean your house? Like an actual, like, push handle vacuum? No, we're gonna make a robot that is a vacuum that is designed to only vacuum. And that's how we plan on with any kind of chore, right? Robots replacing humans, not like an actual humanoid robot doing the sweeping or vacuuming or mopping or whatever. Although maybe that would be better, wouldn't it? Multifunctional robot. We'll see, dude. Yeah, that's all. Rest in peace, iRobot. I'm still gonna use it, and I think it's great still. What else we got? A massive hit. Ford is writing down $19.5 billion in electrical vehicle investments. That means they're stopping it, right? Ford also says it will stop producing the electric version of the Ford F-150. No, the F-150. So yeah, they're giving up on electrical vehicles. Why? Why are we giving up now? What's going on? It just seems like for absolutely no reason we're just giving up on these companies. Yeah, Ford. Do we drop it all or what? Oh no, we're rising. People hate electric vehicles, so we like that they stop producing it. That's what it looks like to me. The car guys that I talk to, I'm not a car guy myself. I don't hate cars, but I just don't care about them, honestly. I'm sorry, but yeah. The car guys that I talk to, either way, they're like, oh, electrical cars suck. I'm like, okay. I think they're pretty cool. I don't know I don't know anything about cars. Well, speaking of Teslas, the odds of Tesla releasing unsupervised full self-driving FSD this year surges to 20% on Polymarket suddenly. Maybe Elon will give us a Christmas surprise? Given the frequency of his tweets, I wouldn't be surprised by such an outcome. Maybe. That would be pretty funny. And I did see Tesla was on the rise today. It's up, well, whatever this number is, 7%. 471 is the current price of it, if you care. Is this an all-time high? No. We did the all-time high in November, or December. We hit 488. Right now we're at 481. You know what this means for Elon? He surpassed a $600 billion net worth thanks to that rise on Tesla's price. So he's making a killing here. And the cherry on top of all this is the SpaceX IPO that we've been talking about, which is probably going to make him about $600 billion more richer or something like that. It was either 6 or 400 billion. Either way, he's going to be the world's first trillionaire, guaranteed in the next 12 months. You want to bet on that on Polymarket, maybe. My betting brain, my gambling brain just wants to go ahead and do it. Surely there's a pull for that, and the odds are probably high for it. Elon trillionaire before in 2025? No. In 2027? Absolutely. Why is this not higher? We're going to get the SpaceX IPO in 2026 before 2027. Okay, we're talking about the end of year 2026. Okay, I see what we're talking about here. I thought including year 27. No, apparently not. Will Trump jail Elon Musk? That is so funny. Will he change his profile picture by December 31st? Dude, why doesn't Elon just take his whole net worth, put it on, yes, I will change my profile picture by December 31st, and then change his profile picture? No, I'm surely he will get jailed for that, won't he? I'm just thinking about infinite money glitch. But we'll see, dude. Nah, surely there's rules against it. Okay. Huge week ahead in the stock market? Oh, I'm sure. Today, what even happened? Hut 8 Corp options volume. I did notice that Hut 8 Bitcoin mining company, I think, was dropping pretty hard from word of mouth. I did not even look at this yet. Hut 8. Oh yeah, we're dropping good. We're at $35 per share, dropping from about 46, 45. Wait, did I just see 25% drop? Oh my. What are we even doing here? Oversold. Great buying opportunity, maybe, not financial advice. That's a stock, dude. This can go bankrupt. I mean, crypto can just go 99% for an algorithmic failure, but no risk, no reward. If you still think that Bitcoin mining companies will still do well, then go for it, dude. Now's the chance. Strong buy from analysts. Technicals obviously are telling you to sell because we're in a downtrend and we're oversold, obviously. So that's just brain rot. Don't care about any of these companies. Well, American Bitcoin, apparently very oversold. Let's have a look at that. We just talked about them. And the fact that Eric is still buying more Bitcoins. What is going on? What is going on with the Bitcoin mining companies? What is this? Also great buying opportunity, by the way. Look at this RSI. What is even happening? That's literally what it's talking about here. The most oversold stocks per the 14-day RSI. It's not that the RSI was oversold for 14 days, but although it has. Is this 14 days? I don't think so. Well, 13 actually is 14 days. That's crazy. But it's still like just oversold and still going lower. I'm not going to say like, yes, buy this. This is excellent. You could, but me being the safe boy that I am, I'd probably wait till this stabilizes, this finds its bottom, and it guarantees me that, yep, we are flipping trends over to the green, and you go long with a stop right wherever we bottom out or wherever the super trend invalidates. Go ambitiously long and enjoy the gains. Surely this happens. Right? When did they stop? When did they start buying Bitcoin? Would have been around over here. What could this be? Could this be minor capitulation? Just people seeing that Bitcoin's price is dropping. Mining Bitcoin is more expensive. It's not worth it anymore. Is that what we're doing here? Potentially. Or you're selling too much Bitcoin that you're mining so you could cover energy costs to pay for the bills. I don't know, dude. That's Monday. That's today. Tuesday. Earnings for trash companies. Nothing much else. You can read all this if you really want to. I don't find any interest in a lot of these. New York Federal Reserve Bank will be giving a speech. Don't care. European Central Bank, Christine Lagarde, will hold a press conference on Thursday. And where is Japan? Is it on Friday? Crude oil, we know. No mention of Japan. Interesting. Are you certain, brother? Did you... New CPI data incoming as well? Where? Tuesday, December 16. Oh, that's tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow we might get some good volatility. Hopefully toward the upside. We're getting non-farm payrolls delayed and late. Retail sales, unemployment rate. Okay, tomorrow might actually be interesting. Good. I will not be streaming tomorrow, though. I'll have a Christmas dinner, so I will be gone. But we'll cover this nonetheless. What are we even expecting? October payrolls. maybe a forecast of 55,000. And then November, we're expecting those numbers to drop because of the shutdown, of course. We got December, right? No, December hasn't even finished yet. What am I talking about? Okay, we got September the first time. And even then, it was pretty bad. Bad for the economy, good for our bags. That's why we had a rate cut. Okay, but I think most important will probably be Thursday, 10 p.m. We'll watch this live. Bank of Japan interest rate decision, expecting a rate hike. Maybe this is being priced in as we speak. Lovely, we're just dropping even harder now. Still holding the support for Bitcoin. This is all the news I have for today. I've been streaming for too long. No, I'm fine. All right. That is all. What else do I... Personal updates. Let's see. Tomorrow I have another interview with a bank. Hope that goes well. And yeah, I won't be streaming either way tomorrow. So we'll come back on Wednesday. We'll see what economic data did to us tomorrow, on Tuesday, right? Tuesday's economic data will be covered for Wednesday. And then we'll also be bracing for Thursday. Thursday will be the important day, in my opinion. Make or break for the rest of the year. And I'm hoping that we're just pricing in the worst right now so that it won't actually be too impactful when Bank of Japan actually hikes their rates. They raise their rates and it ruins the whole yen carry trade and bonds and everything else globally. It might even strengthen the US dollar, I think. I'm gonna have to do more research on it, honestly. But I'll be more prepared with details on that by Thursday for sure, because it'll happen at 10 p.m. our time, my time, which is, it's 10:23 right now. My streams usually go for this long, so we'll definitely be watching that live and covering that. Okay. I think that's it. That's it for me, honestly. Yeah, today's my birthday. I'm 24 now, and I'm gonna die sooner than all of you. Great. That's all. Thanks, guys, so much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. I will see you on Wednesday then. All right? Have a great rest.